Hello and welcome to this debate. Today we will discuss the question whether the direct method is the most effective approach for teaching a foreign language. First, the proposition side will argue in favor of this statement and later the opposition side will challenge it. Let us begin with the opening statement from the proposition. Thank you for that introduction. I strongly support the idea that the direct method is the most effective approach for teaching a foreign language. This method promotes real communication from the very start. Students are encouraged to think in the target language rather than translate from their native language, and this allows them to develop communicative competence, which is essential for real-life interaction. Furthermore, this method significantly improves fluency in pronunciation since learners are constantly exposed to listening but also speaking activities, and they become more confident and also capable of expressing themselves naturally. Another important advantage is that the direct method creates an immersive environment similar to how we acquire our first language, and this natural exposure helps students retain information more effectively and use the language meaningfully. The direct method has certain strengths. It is not the most effective approach for all learners. First, it can be extremely challenging for beginners. Without using the native language, the student may struggle to understand basic instruction, which can lead to confusion and also frustration. Also, the direct method often lack explicit grammar instruction, and as a result, the student may develop fluency but still make frequent grammatical errors affecting their accuracy. Additionally, not all learners benefit from the same approach. Some students need clear explanation and structure, including translation, to fully understand the language. Therefore, although the direct method has value, it shouldn't be considered the most effective method overall. The opposition argues that the direct method is confusing and lacks grammar instruction. However, this view ignores how language is naturally acquired. In reality, students can internalize grammar through structures, repetition, and context, and teachers can use visual aids, gestures, and examples to make meaning clear without relying on translation. Moreover, by avoiding constant translation, students become more independent and develop stronger thinking skills in the target language. And these are important points that we need to take into consideration. Well, while natural structure can be beneficial, relying only on implicit learning is often not enough, especially in formal education. Research suggests that many learners benefit from explicit grammar instruction, particularly at early stages. Without it, a student may form incorrect structure that become difficult to correct over time. In addition, frustration at the beginning level can reduce motivation, which negatively affects the learning process. Well, thank you both for your insightful arguments. In conclusion, the direct method offers clear advantages such as promoting communication, fluency, and immersion. However, it also presents some limitations, particularly for beginners and learners who need structured guidance. Ultimately, the effectiveness of this method depends on the context and the needs of the learner. That was all. Thank you for your attention.